I know who exactly I'm going to throw spaghetti on. Okay. So I did a show at Caroline's, right? I didn't think I was going to talk about it on this, but this is perfect. And there was a guy in the front row I'm hosting, right? This was just last week. There's a guy in the front row and he's like talking through every setup. I do a setup. Like it's like blah, 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 da, 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 da. And
answering rhetoricals.
Yeah, and there's no way I can move past it. There's no way. It's not. People are hearing him, and it's not getting a laugh. He's ruining the whole rhythm of the act, and or whatever. And so I go right into him, and I'm like, hey man, blah, blah, blah. I do all the shit that you do. You go nice to not very nice to like I'm fucking with him, and then I get to a point where I just go. He says another thing while I try to get to a joke, and I go, hey man, you're gonna need to shut the fuck up. And I go, it's my job.
Finger guns. That's great.
Yeah,
I love that because that actually makes it less hostile. If you're like, I'm gonna need you.
Oh yeah,
shut the fuck up.
That's the worst part of it. Where I was like, you're gonna need to shut the fuck up, buddy, and I go, hey man. We're all here to have fun, and like it's just my job to find leeches like you in the audience. I did say that. I went leeches like you, which got a laugh, and I was like leeches like you in the audience, and tell them to shut the fuck up. Okay, so are we cool? And he's like, yeah, we're cool. And he goes, but he's like. Oh, and then he talked again, and I went, hey, man, I told you to shut the fuck up. And he went, no, but you said shut the fuck up first. And I went, no, I didn't. I don't. So now I'm in this argument with this guy, and I was like, no, I fucking didn't. I was like, I don't just start shows by telling random audience members to shut the fuck up. And I go, and then in the last the worst thing you can do, it's I turn to the audience, and I go, all right, who's in the wrong here? Oh, and they all say me. They all said me. They went, yeah, you leave him alone. And I went, fuck all of you. I'm hosting the show.
So this is the beginning.
This is the opening of the set. And I go, fuck all you. Now I hope you all die. And I'm like, New York is weird.
The headliner.
Yeah. I mean, no. It was the beginning of the show.
Yeah. I mean, no.
And then the first comic obviously throws me under the bus, so I'm even more livid.
They got it. What they say.
They had to.
He went up and he didn't have to.
Yeah. Survive.
No, they didn't.
What are they going to eat
survive
your bomb?
Fucking doing that.
Whose job is it to go up there and be like, I agree with Brendan?
No, but what would you have said?
I would have been like, well, give it up for that fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
I
what a
would've
wrong
been
guy. You're all great people.
If I would have been like,
what a nice person you are.
I would have done that too.
I would have
but we're friends.
I would have gone up and been like, I missed what happened, but I can assume Brendan was, you guys were right. Or like something to like, as a bit to be
that would have been a good thing because you're kind of have a nod to me and you're like, I'm trying to survive. Yeah. This dude just threw me right under the bus. So he was like, what the fuck was that guy talking about? Shit like that. And he was like, he's just, and then because I went into my material and I'm like talking about something and he's like, what is he even, he's like, that is some suburbia complaints that you have. That is some suburban complaints.
He's going through your act,
right, folks?
He's going through your act now.
Started shitting on my act.
Oh no.
And I'm livid. And then the only reason I'm
team you now.
Yeah. The only reason my anger subsided towards this person in particular,
whose name we will say but bleep out in post, but that we have context, we will find out. Cover your mouth while you say it to us. Oh, no way!
Wow. Yeah. And the only reason, I mean, I was still angry, but he goes at the end of his set, he's doing his act and it's getting like nothing. And he goes, I mean, it's like a little bit more than nothing, a little bit more than what I did. And he goes, he like stops after his like last joke and he's like, I'm starting to agree with he goes, I'm starting to agree with Brian. So it was like, I was like, you fuck. But also I was like, okay. The whole time I'm like, my anger has, I thought you were high-fiving. My anger is so out of control lately that I was like thinking of things to say when I went back up. Like, oh, this fucking guy throws me under the bus.
Racial slur.
No, none of them were racial. That's not where my brain goes.
Dude, that is Oh, I mean, you're like George Bailey. It's unreal. You just like are getting the hits. Everett just getting smashed in the face.
Yeah, and then I just went back up and I was like, my name is Brendan. And I got a big laugh. And I was like, okay.
Let's
all
go.
We're all good.
I like you again. That's what it takes.
We're friends again. But I was really considering like, you know, I'm just such a angry, petty bitch that I was really considering not shaking his hand and going up and being like, throw me right under the bus, man. Not cool. You know what I mean? Trying to make a joke out of it. But like,
He would have,
But being serious.
He would have undressed you.
Not the one. Dude. Not the one.
I can hang out with
I know this was like an open micer.
I can hang out with the best of them, okay?
Dude,
I know how to get into an argument.
One, dude.
I know how to get into an argument.
On every level. Not the one.
That would have been a terrible, awful tragedy.
That's right.